table quarantine, Halloween, vampire dinner, and I thought to serve you pasta. I've been a vampire fan since before it was trendy, and tonight I'm cooking up a bloody good meal that I think Dracula himself would love. My fellow vampire-loving friend Irene lives pretty close by, so she's actually gonna come by and pick up her dinner to go so that we can have a virtual movie night.
I styled the dining room after Dracula's castle, replacing my normal painting for this forest one that I thought looked an awful lot like Transylvania. I had bat cutouts flying across the dining room wall, and I hung tattered black fabric from art, furniture, the chandelier, and the doorway to make my dining room look a bit more like a dilapidated castle. I swapped out some of my art for Halloween prints and wrote "Eternally Yours" on my chalkboard. For my vampire table, I used a black tablecloth and red fabric bunched up. This isn't a table runner, this is literally fabric that I thought looked perfect. The centerpiece is my silver candelabra and 2 red floral arrangements with roses, alstroemeria, and red lilies, which are of course the flower of death and therefore extremely appropriate for a vampire dinner. For the place settings, I used my mint julep cups and silver chargers for an old world look with red napkins tied with vampire fangs. I love the juxtaposition of the fancy table with plastic fangs. Never take yourself too seriously, right?
So we're gonna make bloody bolognese. We're going to start with 1 pound of lean ground beef. To our ground beef, I'm just going to add 1 onion, diced up. Let that brown up. I think this is like the second time I've ever filmed right here. You know, on all the food shows, they have their stove on the island. I don't. So I tend to not do recipes where I have to film right here, but bear with me. Okay, that's looking good. So you just want to make sure that you break it up as you go. Okay, that looks good. We're just gonna add the garlic. You can do 4 to 6 cloves. I normally do 6 because I love garlic, but these were like huge cloves. What smells better than onion and garlic? I wish you guys could smell this. So I'm a massive Vampire Diaries fan. It's my favorite show of all time, and I always threaten to throw a Vampire Diaries party, even though it's been off the air for several years now. Maybe someday I will. But every fall when the new season would premiere, I would always make this. I used to make my bolognese, my classic bolognese, which was actually my grandmother's recipe. But in quarantine, I discovered that half the meat and a secret ingredient in the sauce makes it really bright red and more like saucy. Bolognese is a lot thicker. This is not a classic bolognese, but I do have that recipe on my website if you want to check it out. But this is a little bit saucier and perfect for vampire dinner. Oh my gosh. You guys, I was not recording a close-up. I thought I was recording this entire time. I'm so annoyed. I don't think this has ever happened on the roast table before. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we added 2 cans of tomato sauce, the 15-ounce ones, and then 1 can of the 8-ounce, then 1 can of tomato paste, and then we filled that can up twice with water. Then your seasonings, 1 tablespoon of basil, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of black pepper. It already smells awfully good in here. I want it simmering just like this. All I need to do is cover it, let it simmer for about 2 hours. So, you know, I think I'm gonna go watch Interview with the Vampire to get in the mood. Now, what would a vampire dinner be without blood bags? That's right, we're going to have wine and a blood bag. These are so fun. These are food grade blood bags. I just got these on Amazon, but they have them at a lot of different party stores and Halloween stores. And it comes with a syringe as well as your blood labels, and then you can choose, you know, O neg, A, AB, whatever you want. And it also comes with a spill-proof clip. These are really cool, so you can actually set this down and it does not spill a drop. I'm just going to take one of my blood labels right off and then stick it on. And then this is much easier to do before it's full. And then what are we feeling? I'm thinking AB neg. All right, put our label on. There we go. And then it's ready for the clip. So you just want to kind of open it up a little bit here. See that? So that you can stick the straw through. And then how it works is you clip it just like that, and it pinches so that no liquid can get through and you can set it down. Pretty clever. We've got our blood bag ready. I'm just gonna open my wine. And you can, of course, use whatever red liquid that you want to fill this with. Kids would love drinking out of them, just with whatever your favorite red juice is. The only thing is you don't want to use anything carbonated because the syringe loading process, filling process does affect the carbonation, so keep that in mind. Now I was going to come up with some sort of cocktail for this, but when I have Bolognese sauce, I really just want Cabernet Sauvignon. So I thought that's what we're gonna use because guess what? It's the perfect color for blood. So I'm just gonna take my syringe, insert it into the wine, slowly pull it back so that we fill it up all the way. I'm gonna insert the syringe into the tube and slowly fill up the bag. This takes about 2 syringes. There you go, 5 cc's of Cabernet Sauvignon. Actually, this holds about 5 ounces, which just so happens to be a standard pour of wine.
To finish dinner, I added a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese to the sauce, then cooked up Squid Ink Pasta. This inky black pasta is fabulous for Halloween. Lastly, I made garlic bat toast to slop up that delicious sauce. For dessert, I baked bloody vampire bat cupcakes. These dark chocolate cupcakes have a bloody surprise under those fangs. They're filled with red whipped cream cheese filling. They're as delicious as they are spooky.
So Irene's almost here and I went ahead and packed up dinner for her. So we've got the squid ink pasta in a container underneath. We've got some bat toast. We've got some Bolognese sauce. We've got our cupcakes, a little blood bag. You know what? Something is missing. Perfect. A little rose table touch. Now it's ready for Irene. Hey! How are you?
How's it going? I'm good.
Good! So I packed up everything. So we have the squid ink pasta, bat toast, Bolognese sauce, 2 cupcakes, a blood bag with a mocktail, little fang napkin, and some flowers. Okay, so I'll send you the Netflix link.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Oh my gosh.
And play.